Namaskar. Welcome to Dr. Rao's Temple of Learning. This is your YouTube channel, Spiritual Management Course. Today we are discussing the concluding part 4 of the small independent discourse, Energy of Consciousness. Yes, this is Dr. A.P. Rao, Vice President, HPLI Private Limited, MIDC Ranjangaon, Pune, Maharashtra, India. So welcome to the concluding part. So the summary of part 3 says, consciousness as a physical process is caused by the organization of energy in the brain. And this energy further supports our brain to yield or sense external consciousness which is already around us. We have seen that consciousness has a looping or recursive nature and known to have measurable effect on the environment. This is as per an article published, the Does Consciousness Continue Beyond the Death? A Search for Certainty. The consciousness field is due to thought energy and perpetual motion of oscillating particles, and combination of these two makes the surrounding space filled with the energy. So spiritual management approach indicates that the space is filled with energy of vibrations, and we call the term consciousness field. Studying concepts of existence, being, becoming, and reality. The brain creates a body image and pains, like all body sensations, as if they are the part of body image. The pain in the food is literally in the physical space of the brain. This is the reason why spiritual management approach suggests that the mind may ask the brain to think in a particular way, and body automatically follows the instructions and acts accordingly. This characteristic of brain was long back known to Eastern religion, which they have utilized for the meditation-like activities. The neurobiologist Jason Brown says space itself is an object, volumetric, egocentric, and part of the mind of the observer. Fundamentally, ontology is the branch of philosophy that studies concepts such as existence, being, becoming, and reality. As per spiritual management approach, it has three sections as physical space-time, phenomenal space, and real time. What is physical space-time? It contains 10 dimensions or axes having physical matter, macro as well as microparticles. We have read in religious literature of Hinduism as 10 dimensions, they call it Das Ayam, and now the scientific findings are also saying the same, and in addition they have named, the Hindu religion has named their mentor gods for all directions. For example, for up direction, Brahma is the mentor god. For northwest direction, Shiva is the mentor god. For east direction, Indra is the mentor god. For southeast direction, Agni Devata is the mentor god, and so on. Now, still can we question about the micro and nano science of this old age Sanatan religion of the Eastern world? Probably no. In fact, space-time concept is a mathematical model which fuses the three dimensions of space, that is length, width and height, and the one dimension of time into a single four-dimensional manifold. And we speak about the physical space-time. Then we speak about the phenomenal space. It is a space containing mind stuff, for example, sensations and images. This space also contains the environment as experienced by an individual at a given time. The term refers not to objective reality but to personal and subjective reality, including everything within one's field of awareness. Then we speak about the real time. The definition of real time is something happening now or something that is being broadcasted over the exact number of minutes, seconds, or hours the event is taking. A live show is watched in real time, but a live recording is not in real time. The physical space that consists of length, width, thickness, and time, and phenomenal space that consists of individual mind, used to be in relative motion as per the Eastern mythology. The psychological now of time marks the point of contact of the two systems. The contents of the two are in causal relationship, and that too through individual brains. As we see from the diagram, that how string theory explains macroscopic matter to a smallest possible unit string. Here, the particle size is consecutively reduced from larger sized macroscopic material to molecules, to atom, to electron, proton and neutron, to quark, and finally the smallest string. So we understand that the human organism thus may extend beyond the physical body. It is to be noted that the consciousness may be in the brain, not in the brain. The brain is sometimes confused with the word brain. Actually, the brain is an extended object analogous to the strings of string theory, but having any number of dimensions rather than only one dimension. Actually, the string theory of universe replaces all matter and force particles with just one element as a tiny vibrating string. To this string theory concept only, the Eastern mythology is calling as mind, universal mind, or consciousness, that is a fundamental tiny vibration, condensation of which is the solid form of the matter. And further, the experienced now of time in a block universe is where consciousness or the experiencing object is, not where the physical body and physical brain are. As we saw earlier, the new sciences theories, as that of the spiritual management approach, suggests that the consciousness is indeed external to its brain, as it is located in a space brain of its own, that encloses the phenomenal space of consciousness. There is a difference between clock time and psychological time. We dwell or reside on a situation mentally, means getting trapped in our mind. This is psychological time, and then we drop out of the present moment, that is clock time. Actually, psychological time occurs in the brain as a part of the thinking mind that projects into the future or past. In fact, psychological time is a product of the mind, which is more than a reflection of natural chronometric order. It refers to temporal dimension such as duration, pace, and the order of perceived and internal events. This is how Eastern spiritual management approach connects brain, mind, and consciousness. So, as per my course of spiritual management approach, consciousness is most important out of the three. Which three? The physical space-time, phenomenal space, and real time. It is an emergent property of the brain and is not substantial in any sense of the word. It is an epiphenomena, that it is a mental state regarded as byproduct of brain activity. It is not just an emergent feature of the universe, but rather that the universe itself is conscious. It may be said that consciousness processes information in non-algorithmic ways. Consciousness remains in the brain is the biggest mystery, and most neuroscientists also agree that consciousness is dynamic in nature. So is the opinion of the spiritual management approach. So as a concluding remark, we may say that the term consciousness may be analyzed as external consciousness, that is knowledge of worldly activities. In Sanskrit we call it samsara, and internal consciousness, that is knowledge about the intuition. In Sanskrit they call it antarman. Normally all of us are conscious about external happenings, but only a few are aware of processes taking place within us. The spiritual management teaches us how to understand the energy of consciousness that not only drive the body but affects the space around us as well. Our intellect is a reflection of consciousness only, and this phenomenal consciousness has its own real space, as my course of spiritual management indicates. So thank you very much for this discourse. Thank you.